Get ready. It's time for a well-deserved break, Pittsburgh. From the KDKA TV studios, it's Pittsburgh Today Live.
Hi, everyone. Hi. David is off, and
Yay!
Mikey is here today. Mikey, I don't know the last time I saw you in person.
I feel like it's been months.
Honestly, it has been. We actually were looking at the calendar not too long ago, and I think this has been going on for 9 weeks now.
Really? It feels it. I mean, I feel apart from you guys being at home. And I mean, I think we're making it work. I've been Zooming at home a lot. That's a verb now, Zooming.
Yes. Zooming
so
is a verb.
I mean, it's been good.
Well, it's good to see you in person, and glad to have you here with us today and tomorrow. David will be off tomorrow, and then I'm off for 2 days, and Selena will be here.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
This is a weird week for us here at PTL. But we want to start off by talking about something, and you have probably noticed it at the stores. Where are the disinfectant wipes?
I can't find them to save my life. I mean, I've searched the aisles up and down the grocery store and convenience stores. They are not there.
They're gone.
Yeah, and there's a good reason for that. So Yahoo Finance, actually Clorox, they tell Yahoo Finance that the store shelves, they will not be fully stocked until the end of the summer.
I cannot believe this.
Yeah, so they're ramping up production, trying to meet the demands of everyone who wants these Clorox wipes.
I know. It's really, you know what, it's really hard because you want that quick clean. You want to be able, and we have some containers here. We're very lucky at KDKA.
Right.
Our news director snags a can every time she sees them. She'll get the disinfectant wipes. So we are lucky to have some here to keep the surfaces clean. But the other thing that I've noticed is I can't find hand sanitizer.
And that's gone too.
We do our weekly grocery store run, and sometimes we'll go to like a Target or a Walmart just to get any odds and ends paper towels that we may need. And I have yet to find hand sanitizer stocked anywhere.
Well, luckily you can make your own hand sanitizer, of which I think we did on the show before, and you can also make your own Clorox wipes.
Right.
Yeah. So you just have to get creative.
I remember my aunt made homemade baby wipes before. And you really can, I mean, she used paper towels and you soak them in like a detergent or something, but there are so many things that you can make homemade that we don't probably do enough of.
Yeah, well, all right, well, since you can't spend your time finding Clorox wipes, if you're running out of things to do while you're in quarantine, we have some suggestions for you, and that makes up today's list. All right, so this is from Hello World blog, and some of you've probably already thought of some ideas, but here we go. Here's the first one. Read a book.
A friend just suggested to read this book called Where the Lost Wander. I have this stack of books beside my bed that makes me feel smart, but it is like the thing that I will never get to. Do you have a stack like this?
I do have a stack of books, and also I've been seeing in people news anchors, they've been Zooming from home, and they have the bookshelf behind them, of which they probably have never read.
We've talked about this. All right, so another suggestion is to get in the kitchen. And Mikey, you were saying that you've been getting in the kitchen, but you've been using a new appliance.
Yes, I recently purchased an air fryer, and so at first it didn't go so well. I was burning everything, but you kind of have to get the hang of it. And now it's great. I make chicken and fish, and it cooks everything.
And it's healthier because you're not using the oil,
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, and get outside and movement. This is what they suggest, not only to get outside, but also just to move. Don't sit around that much. And spring cleaning, that is on my list.
Is it? Yeah. You know what's on my list? To bring out my spring clothes, like the dresses and the bright colors.
I call that the great switchover.
Oh.
And I call my friend Andrea, because we usually do it on the same weekend. It is such a chore to do that.
Chore. But it makes you feel like you've officially transitioned.
Well, do you also, this is why I find it to be such a chore, because I then have to try on the clothes from the season that I'm switching into, and that is always like,
and especially now.
Yes. Yeah. And some things I hang on to for years. Like I have some clothes from my 20s that I have to just be honest with myself and say, this doesn't fit you. It will not fit you. You've had 3 kids. Your hips are wider. Throw it away.
Just throw it, yeah.
Not throw it away. Donate it.
Well,
but, you get the point.
I hold on to jeans. Probably have jeans from high school, so same thing.
It's hard
they need to
get
go.
rid of them. Yeah. All right, some of the other suggestions, board games, pick up a hobby if you can. Set goals for productivity, like set up a little office or create a schedule.
Yeah, or like a quarantine schedule. Pretty much to tell you when to wake up, eat, sleep,
Yeah.
what date it is. You need all of those.
It's Tuesday, by the way.
Oh, it's Tuesday. Good, good. How about self-care? That's a good one. Just maybe getting like a mini facial or
at your home.
kind of doing it yourself there.
And find moments of peace, gratitude, happiness, just something. In fact, I bought a journal. We had a great suggestion from a viewer that said start to journal through this process because it is very unusual. And if you look back in 10 years, you're going to think, wow, could you remember when we were going through that?
That's right. Have you started?
I have. And the journal that I bought actually has little quotes of gratitude on each page. So you can kind of look at it and say, okay, let's think about that moment and you know, what's bringing me happiness today or what I'm grateful for. And, you know.
Good. Your journal's going to turn up in like a museum 40 years from now
We'll
so they
see.
can look back on this.
I don't know if we'll want to share that. Okay, and here's a question for you at home, and Mikey,
Yeah.
we're going to discuss too.
All right.
What are some of the strangest habits or weirdest habits that you have developed during quarantine?
Oh boy, here's the thing. I mean, watching a lot of Netflix movies, that's not a weird habit, but
No.
it's something that I don't typically do, so that's one thing.
That's
but
just killing
That's just
time.
killing time, yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing I've noticed is that when I take my walks, for whatever reason, I've been hoarding snacks. Like I put snacks in my pocket as if like some type of
You're like a little squirrel.
apocalyptic. Yeah, it's good. Just taking and usually they're nuts. Like and I'm just like snacking along the trail. I don't know what.
So
that's
you think
about.
it's, well, I do think that there is like stress eating and, you know, I always feel like we eat more hibernation over the winter, you know,
That's
to kind of.
right.
So I wonder
You're
if
right.
it's kind of something like that. I
about
don't know.
you?
For me, I think it's just like a strangeness overall. I have a really tough time like making eye contact with people wearing masks, and everybody's wearing masks right now. So for me, it's just really hard. In fact, I told you that we were going to go through a drive-through the other day for lunch, and I actually didn't go because I saw someone in the parking lot, an employee wearing masks and gloves, which you should be doing.
Right.
And for me, it was like a reminder that we're doing this because people are sick and we're preventing people from getting sick. And then my mind starts racing and it's just,
But you're used to seeing people wearing masks when they're sick. So, I mean, it makes sense.
It's all like the connection of all of it is sometimes hard for my brain to process. It's still like such a strange period in time to be in right now. So,
Well, Heather, this is the new normal, so we're going to have to get used to it.
all right, well, we were keeping ourselves busy over the weekend. We planted a cherry blossom tree. I actually heard from Doug Oster, who said my husband did a great job doing it, and all he did was watch a video online.
Yes.
So here's the sped up video. This is not actual speed, of course. It took probably a little over an hour for him to dig the hole, get the tree in right, water everything, put proper fertilizer in it, and get it back in the ground. And a lot of supervision from me and my two girls who were
Yeah, you
just
guys are
standing
really
over
fast.
him.
You're really fast workers here.
We did not help him at all, except for, are you sure that's right? Do you think you put enough in there?
But I love this. When I saw this, I love cherry blossoms, and I didn't get a chance to go to the Cherry Blossom Festival this year. So seeing you plant this tree was kind of like my festival.
One of my best memories is us at the Brooklyn Botanic Garden watching, or going to see the cherry blossoms there. And so I've always wanted one at our home, and so I was thankful to finally get one. But you found something, our tech reporter, really cool.
Fancy tech reporter over here. So there's this new app. It's called the Plant Identifier, and it has a database of over like 1 million different types of plants.
So this is an app.
It's an app, yeah. And so what you do is you hold your phone and you take a picture of whatever tree or plant, whether it's a leaf or flower, and the app tells you what it is, yeah. And it tells you how you can care for it. And so if you're ever out on vacation and you
find something that's
you
not
find
familiar
something that
to
you like, you can just go and buy it.
This would be something really cool too. We have a tree out front of our house that's something the city planted decades ago, and we have no idea what it is, but it leaks the sap onto everything certain times of the year. And I swear this tree loses its leaves all year long.
You need to find out what it is.
All year, like it never stops.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, and it's, you know, that would be a pretty good thing to have so we know proper care for it.
Yeah.
All right, so some people grow grapes, of course, to make wine, but the pandemic has caused a lot of the wineries to close up their tasting rooms. So, again, technology to the rescue. I feel like this is rescuing us in every situation right now. There are virtual wine tastings. So this is really neat. So you would actually go onto the winery's website or contact them, buy their wine, and then you would join like a Zoom date or on social media. They would do a virtual wine tasting with you.
Yeah, and the winery owners, they say it's a way to help to return some normalcy to our current situation. And they become very, very popular. And so the wineries are hoping that they keep them in business and maybe even lure future customers in.
I just think this is another thing to connect people. You know,
right.
I mean, even if you're writing a comment and watching them kind of describe what it is you're tasting and interacting in new ways, really.
I agree. And I tried to give a virtual hug the other day. I was Zooming and conducting an interview for my Waiting Child segment, and it kind of felt good. Like I kind of felt like I was hugging someone. Yeah.
High five from across the table.
Right.
Okay, well, it's time to take a break to get to today's guest. And up next, we are talking with parenting expert Dr. G about how to get your teens and elderly parents to wear their face masks when they don't think they have to, and what to say to someone who approaches you without one on.
Plus, you know him as the Cake Box. Today, he's just a dad in the kitchen cooking with his son and baking new memories. We'll share their favorite cookie recipe ahead.
Plus, if you're working from home, make sure to protect your neck and back. Do's and don'ts for working at the computer to avoid aches and pains and bigger problems down the road. So stay with us. We're just getting started on this Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. PTL continues after this.